Hey, folks, I'm just starting off on this. I'm going to take these off. Keep forgetting to do that. I wanted to talk to you tonight because there are some things that have been on my heart lately, and I thought I'd actually try and uh, get them out. So this is a beginning process. What this channel is going to be about is about liberty, how the progress of our understanding of liberty and the ideas of freedom, how that began and where we're at now. So there's going to be some politics. There's going to be some um, more like historical conversation about concepts of liberty and trying to put it in the understanding of where we are today relative to what the ideas were around 1770, 1775, and things like that. So, one thing that led me to do this is I really look at what is going on today, and I think there's a very clear cut difference, a very clear cut divide in this country between uh, people on the right and on the left and how they view these basic concepts that we have held dear for, going on 250 years. We're at 245 at this point, and really, when you think about it, we have been moving toward uh, nationhood 250 years ago, back in 1770. Today, we've got a lot of serious questions. We've got a lot of uh, we've got a lot of people that would say that the idea of uh, constitution and human rights and civil rights is something that is from the Enlightenment, and it really doesn't apply to today, or we've outgrown some of those things, or it was too limiting. And that's a question for our society to ask. But I would say that the idea that we need to set the Constitution aside, or we need to uh, change the understanding of it and the understanding of the concept of rights is fundamentally flawed. When we look at the different ideas of the 1619 Project, or when we look at where some of the politicians on the left have talked about, or the positions they've taken, it can't help but concern me, because when I look at their understanding of what the freedom of speech is, for instance, um, it's not actually a freedom or a right. They've removed that, and in place of this idea of the right to express ourselves, we now have a right not to be offended. And so that concern is what's driving this. I think a lot of people, a lot of the education system is so focused on a new understanding that is rooted in a politically left side. Um, it doesn't have room for rights. And if they start getting rid of the fundamental rights, if we start to just say, well, a little bit here and a little bit there, shouldn't everybody be polite? My response to that question is no, we shouldn't. Because there are times when we have to move past being polite, and we have to start acknowledging that we are pissed. And when we look at our society today, and we look at how the rules for a certain class seem to be um, unevenly applied, then we need to start to ask what it's going to take to bring those rights back. That's what this is about. Where have our rights been eroded? What are our rights? How did they develop? How did our understanding of rights begin? And what has happened from that point to today? Have we lost our rights? Have we gained our rights? Have they piled so many things on us that our rights no longer are recognizable? I tend to think that. I listen to people on the left that say, well, this is, we can't hurt each other. We have to be nicer. And I hear this, words are violence. And I wonder, where does that come from? Because in all honesty, I grew up with sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. So how did we get from that concept to what we have today? We can't offend anybody. You have a right not to be offended. I've looked through the Constitution and I don't see that anywhere. So I'm going to get out of here. This is a beginning. It's rough. I know it is. I'll get better. But I just wanted to say hey. And, I want to share with you. I want you to comment. I want you to reply. I want you to tell me your thoughts. And just have a great night. I'll probably try to do this once a week, maybe more. But after this, I'm going to be a little bit more polished because I'm actually going to prepare instead of speaking from my heart. So you have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.